Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm bringing you my opinions on Titanfall, and more specifically, does it have a competitive future? The gameplay in the background is Attrition, where I go on a great run and end up with a score of 115 points, which is actually double that of anyone else in the game, and we only win by 21 points. So, right off the bat, I'm going to say that this game will be popular, it will be huge, and it will have a ton of players playing probably right up to any sequel that's made. But will it be casual gamers only, or will it have a strong competitive scene? Certainly for me, a game needs to have a competitive scene to hold my attention. If a game's too easy, I get bored, because an easy game means it's easy for you to get any kill, and likewise that results in a lot of cheap deaths, because it's easy for the other player to get a lot of kills as well. So, for example, a game like Battlefield, getting kills in that game feels a lot less satisfying than getting a kill in Quake 3 Arena. In Quake 3 Arena, it's likely your own fault that you've died, and there's always something you could have done in any circumstance to turn that around and get the kill back on that player, or to avoid death. Whereas a kill in Battlefield only takes a couple of seconds, it only takes 3 bullets, and is nowhere near as hard to achieve as in Quake 3 Arena. But that's not to say the game isn't difficult to master. So, based off the beta, does Titanfall appear to be a competitive game? So far, I'd say yes and no. On the plus side, the action's fast, it's fun, and in most cases the best aim will win in a straight up firefight. On a slightly lesser note, you still die pretty quickly, just like in Modern Warfare. Only a few bullets will take you down, and that can be a bit frustrating against someone that you can't see, and you can't do anything about the death. One big plus I think Titanfall has going for it is the skill ceiling. This is how much you can learn and improve the game by playing it. So for example, in Modern Warfare I think that has a pretty low skill ceiling, as you can only really master movement, which is quite basic, and to a degree the aim, but this is offset by how quickly you can get a kill and how quickly you can die in that game. Titanfall, however, has much more movement involved. The maps are pretty large and on multiple levels. Someone who knows the map can quickly run around parkouring up a building and escaping enemy fire and get into a decent position. Whereas someone who's just picked up the game that day will just be running in a straight line, he won't know how to parkour as well, he won't know the positions to parkour, and he won't be very good at the movement. On the same note, however, something that I think might lower the skill ceiling in Titanfall is something a bit similar to Modern Warfare, which is the speed that you can actually kill someone and that you can die. So for example, an enemy can die after just a few bullets, and right now I'd say the automatic rifle called the R101C carbine is far too easy and far too strong in comparison to the other weapons in the game, so you can't really justify using anything else but that gun. So I really hope that is fixed in the full release, because it's a massive factor to competitive play, this variation. So, onto the game types. So far we played Attrition, which is a team deathmatch with players and bots, and the first team to reach the score limit wins. Then there's Hardpoint Domination, which is 2 teams battling to control points, and points are earned by both kills and controlling the points on the map. And the last game mode is Last Titan Standing, which is where everyone spawns inside a Titan, and like the name suggests, whoever is alive and is the last Titan standing wins the game mode. So, out of those 3 game types, I'd say Hardpoint Domination is definitely the frontrunner to be the competitive game mode of choice. It offers the most diverse team play styles and the most promising team play. It's hard to imagine an organised team who are communicating together to lose against 6 random players with no communication at all, and that's how it should be. So, one thing this game does face from a competitive standpoint is the fact that it does have Titans in it. One huge factor in a competitive environment is a level playing field. That's why you don't have featherweights fighting heavyweights in boxing, so how can Titanfall overcome this? I would definitely say that it can overcome this. For starters, although someone inside a Titan should really always beat a player on foot, it's certainly not impossible for the player on foot to win. They can hit shots with their anti-tank weapon, and use the amazing movement this game has to avoid the Titan's fire and to get in a better position to hit a Titan again from behind. On top of this, a well organised team can take a Titan down very quickly, and of course every player in the game has access to the Titan itself, so it is really still a level playing field. So, in terms of features that the full game needs to offer that the beta doesn't offer in order for Titanfall to stand out as a competitive game, are things like a spectator view. You can't expect a game to be big and popular and competitive if other players cannot spectate the best players. You have Clan A playing against Clan B. people want to watch that game if Clan 8 are the best team in the world. It's going to push the game, it's going to make people more interested in the game, it's going to make people want to devote more time into getting better, and it's something that every competitive game needs. I can pretty safely say that games like Counter-Strike, which are huge and known for being competitive, would not be as successful as they have been for 10 plus years if they didn't have the facilities to watch demos back and to spectate live games. Another thing Titanfall could include is a competitive game mode. This could include things like more health, so it takes longer to kill an enemy. They don't die in 3 bullets anymore, they take 3 or 4 seconds to actually kill. This would mean that the player who is the best should always win. It means that the more time someone's put into the game, the better they are at aiming, therefore the better they will do. It will also reduce the randomness factor of the game. If you're playing a competitive game and you're putting hours and hours into improving, it can be very frustrating if you then die to someone who's a bad player because they managed to get a couple of lucky shots on you. I think it's also important for a game to have a lot of graphical options. For example, if you're playing on a map with smoke effects everywhere, or there's one area where you look towards a building and you get a huge amount of sun glare, you can't see what's going on. That's not good for a competitive game. It means that someone can just kill you because you're blind, because of some in-game graphics. So it'd be brilliant for Titanfall to have an option to turn things like that off. Something which I talked about earlier on in the video is the guns in the game. So in order to be competitive, you need to have a variety of guns, and they all need to have their advantages, and whether that be situational or just down to a person's personal preference. At the moment, the carbine is by far the best weapon in the game. There's no real reason to use a sniper rifle. You have to hit someone twice to kill them, whereas that can take about 3 to 5 seconds. With a carbine, you just need to aim at them for about 2 seconds and spray, and they will die. So hopefully in the final release they will tweak the weapons a little bit, make the sniper rifle a bit more powerful, or what I prefer to see is make the carbine less powerful so it fits in line to the other guns in the game. So I'm now reaching the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. It was quite a good game for me. If you do have any questions or any comments or want to discuss the future of Titanfall, please do leave a comment and I'll be sure to reply to them. But for now, I'll hopefully see you on the next video.